¿Qué pasa, everybody? On this episode, we're taking a look at Last Ronin, Leonardo. We're also going to take a look at another character, the Last Ronin, Footbot. We'll break down a little bit of the backstory, we'll do some posing, we'll have some fun, there'll be some jokes, but first, we're going to play that intro. The Last Ronin was a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle story set off in the distant future where all the turtles had died except for one, hence the title of Last Ronin, and spoiler alert, that turtle was Michelangelo. Throughout the storyline, we find out how each one of the Ninja Turtles passed away, the first one being Raphael, hence that Neca release of that first to fall Raphael, a figure we'll be looking at later on this channel, that's neither here nor there. The second to fall was actually Leonardo, and that's the figure that we got here today. We got some beautiful artwork from Ben Bishop, taking right out of the comics of Leonardo's last battle. Side of the box, you get another image of Leonardo, and if you put all these boxes together, you get a nice display for your shelf, as each one of the boxes is interlockable. This Leonardo matches up with his Raphael. Once again, a review coming later on this channel, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you can be notified when it comes out. Other side of the box, we get the image of that Last Ronin cover. Bottom of the box, we get all the people who worked on the figure. And once again, as always with these Neca boxes, prototypes, Roger Fernandez, Hermano, ¿Dónde estás? Are you Latino? I'm gonna keep calling it out. Come on, channel, help me find out if Roger Fernandez is Latino, helping me connect with them. Back of the box, we get some images of the figure. Neca always does a great job on that. The other character we're looking at today is this Footbot. First time we saw this Footbot was during Casey Jones and Leonardo's last battle, taking place either in the Turtle lair or Baxter Stockman's lair. I can't quite remember. I just remember it explodes and they die. In the front of the box, you get the image of the first time we saw that character. They were confused whether or not it was a robot or a human being, and Casey Jones was like, we'll find out, and hit him over the head with the bat. They found out. Same thing with this one side of the box, Last Ronin. This side of the box, pretty awesome image of that Footbot. And looky right there, we get a nunchuck. Can't wait to get that Michelangelo. Back of the box, images of the figure, yada yada yada. Let's do the thing and say those two magic words.
Oh, baby.
It didn't work. I must have left something off of this box. Oh, duh, the flaps. Inside of the Footbot, you get this image of the figure and you get a sneak peek into what's inside. Leonardo, you get this image of the figure, sneak peek as to what's inside. All right, let's try that one more time. Say those two magic words.
Oh, baby.
Cowabunga!
We'll start out with the guy that we all came to see today. That's his Leonardo figure. And let me tell you, if you're not collecting the Last Ronin line, this figure is gonna convince you. Taking a look at just the aesthetics of this figure. I mean, this goes really into the character design from the Last Ronin of everything that they wore. You don't just get a naked turtle in a turtle shell. You get this nice garb going around Leo. Great detail on the belt. He has this little shield around him. The face has a lot of great detail. You don't get a lot of articulation out of the head or anything. You get a little forward and a little back. You could also have him kind of like using this bandana to cover up his face. It's a pretty articulated figure. You get a T, you get some kickback, but that's not really what we're excited about, not the articulation. What we're really excited about is the detail on these pants. I did not know Leo was a blue jean guy. These kind of look like some faded denim. I guess they're supposed to be like blackwash, but it looks pretty cool. He has this shield on the side. He has this belt with all these little slits in there because he comes with a bunch of these little knife thingies, and it's a ton. I didn't want to take them all out, but you get a ton of these little things, and I think they all slide into his belt loop that's right here on the side. You can just place them in there and they slide right in there, which is great because I don't want to lose these things. I'm putting them in there now. I'm just gonna keep them in there. So let's do some magic of editing while I get them all in there. And 3, 2, 1. There you go. They got all these little daggers in here. They just slide right in there. Usually when you have rubber and stuff like this, I'm afraid to like stretch it out and like break it. This thing is actually pretty durable. I was just able to slide and push those in there, and you can put it at whatever length you like. But that looks pretty sweet. This Leo looks very tactical and all set up. I mean, the belt's on the side of his shell right here. Underneath here, you have a place to sheath some swords. Of course, it's Leo. You get 2 swords. Decent detail on these swords. Nice little handle work. There's a little cut in the cloth right here, so you can just slide that through the top right there. Same thing with this other side. Slide it through. There you go. You got Leo's swords put away. You can see them from the front. Always a good look when they're sticking out up top. All in all, a great figure, man. I mean, everything about this guy, this details of like the little shields that are on his arms. His bandana has articulation, so you can put it either way. He has this stern face that came on the body of the figure itself. Plus, you get this second head, which is this more angry Leo right here. Once again, great detail, line work for the eyes and the brows and the teeth. Just really awesome. Bandana on this guy is articulated as well. Here's an image of him with that second head on. Looks pretty cool, and you're gonna be able to do a lot of poses because you get not one, but 4 pairs of hands. You get these karate chopping hands like he just chopped somebody. You get these slightly open gripping hands right here as well. And you get these closed grip hands that are probably going to be used for holding the sword. Now, if you just look at the detail on these hands, I mean, you get this little like knuckle wrap that goes around here. The wraps themselves are really awesome. Nice detail on there. Fingers, everything looks really cool on this figure. Now, like I said, Casey Jones and Leonardo end up dying in an explosion because there was like a ton of mousers just floating in the air, and all these Footbots about to come and attack them. Fugitoid says something to Baxter Stockman, and he's like, you know what, we gonna do that, and he explodes it. But before we do, there was a nice battle with this figure, the Footbot, which looked just as a character design. Robotic foot soldiers are something we saw way back in the 1987 cartoon line, so it's cool to finally get some robotic characters here outside of that toon line. This guy has kind of the same design here as Leo with like a scarf. I guess in the last Ronin days, everybody's really into like scarves for some reason. But really cool, it's pliable, you can move it around there. He has these pointy shoulder pads like it's the 80s, but as far as like articulation goes, there's no ball joint there, so he doesn't really, well, a little bit of a, you gotta kind of warm him up, but you don't really get a T out of him or anything like that. But the articulation on the arm's pretty good. Nice side to side bend, and it really gives you a peek into all the inner workings of his stomach and all that, all these gears, and just a lot of detail and paintwork they had to put into like getting this made right here. He's also wearing a belt for some reason, which I don't understand why a robot needs a belt, but he got to, you know, maybe he got to hold his cell phone or like an extra spare change in case he runs into somebody. Maybe he's a charitable Footbot. I don't know. There's good and bad in everybody. Maybe the Footbot's diabetic. I don't know. Can robots be diabetic? I don't know. I don't live in the future. Do you live in the future? You don't know. Don't judge. He might be diabetic. Let him be. He has to carry around his insulin and his little belt loops, and let that be his thing. But for a robot, you got good articulation, nice design on the pants. Why a robot wears pants? Once again, we don't question, we just appreciate it. Some dope boots, like I would wear these shoes. Shields, I mean, every little detail on here, even right here, like there's like some shiny paint there to give it that metallic look. It's just really cool, man. He also has some sheaths on his back because just like Leo, you get 2 swords. And let me tell you, these swords actually look pretty cool. I mean, there's not a lot of paint work on the handle, but the blade itself is really cool. You get little like details on here, little snips and like kinks. These look like used blades. In comparison to Leo's blade, it's just a straight paint on here. This actually has some detail work, which is kind of weird that they gave this character better blades than Leo. Whatever. You can place these blades in the back of his sheath right here. They both sit on one side, so it looks really sweet just from the front. Looks pretty cool from the back. You also get this little extra damage head, pop off the head. Okay, yeah, you can pop off the head, switch them out. Awesome. So if you have more than one of these Footbots, you can have a battle damage Footbot, or you can have one that's normal and good. But yeah, but the heads are swappable, which is a big plus. You also get this damage head right here, which I don't think that's gonna pop on anything, but it looks really nice. You get your Leonardo figure, some cool poses, like he just jacked up a couple of Footbots. Really cool accessories. You get these fists that come on the figure. We get what's technically open palm hands, but it's also like he's chunking the deuce. I'm from Texas, he's chunking the deuce. You get these gripping hands as well. Nice detail on there. And another 2 pair of gripping hands with a slightly larger grip. And technically, you don't just get those hands, you get this other pair of hands, which is also a weapon accessory, which is these arm blasters. And man, dude, these things look cool. Check out how they just like have that detail of like them popping up out of his arm. Nice paintwork, detail looks very rustic. Yo, this thing just pops off very easily, so it's very easy to interchange it. If you just want to have one gun blasting on there, maybe he's really getting into it, you want to have him with 2, that's also an option. I mean, overall, you can really articulate this guy, get him in a lot of poses. Like Neca's really stepped up their articulation game, especially with this last Ronin line. It's just really amazing. So look, these 2 figures are definitely ones that you want to have together. You don't necessarily have to. Maybe you're just like one of those guys that just likes the main characters, you just want all the turtles on your shelf. That will look awesome. I mean, this Leo looks great. I've had that Raphael for a while, still haven't opened it up, haven't done a review. I was waiting for that First to Fall Raphael to come in so I can just do them all together along with Karai. Also got this Splinter that's over here. I'm excited to take a look at him. It's a heavy turtle week. You got those Mesco turtles that are out there. Like I got a lot to open up. But really with this Leo, looks like this last Ronin line is some of my new favorite turtles since that Mirage line turtles, which if you haven't seen that Lost in Turtle review, you're gonna want to click this video right here. We appreciate you guys stopping by. We'll see you guys next time.